Okay. Would anybody would like to tell what is the WAF top 10?
Top 10 vulnerabilities device organization, ASP.
So in digital work, okay, or in digital world, sorry, we can have lot of attacks. There are every time new attacks which are keep on coming. We are not talking about those. But when we are talking about OWASP top 10, it means we are talking about the top 10 common application vulnerabilities. So what is vulnerability? It is nothing. It is, you can say, a flow in the application, how the attack can happen. Just an example, we can have SQL injection attack. That is what? That is a vulnerability. Okay. Have we seen these practicals? Yes or no, please?
No.
We haven't. Okay. Not an issue. Let me make the lab on meanwhile, so that we can take out a couple of the practicals also. Okay. So about the lab, have we talked about the lab? Yes or no?
No, sir.
Lab components we don't talk. Okay. It's all right. Actually, there is a very big gap. So even I am not able to recall what we did. Okay. So that is the reason I am asking. It's okay. Let me first talk about the lab. Probably then we will move forward. This is a window machine. Okay. This window machine will act as an management device and an external user. So any attack which we will perform, we will use this external machine. Secondly, this is our FI device, which is a virtual edition. Here we will make the provisioning of LTM and ASM, which means we would be having two virtual server, one virtual server for PHP auction website, one virtual server for the DBWA. This PHP auction and DBWA are two vulnerable application, which means we can do the attack on this particular body or on this particular device. Thing is, this PHP auction and this DBWA are available on the internet. Probably you can check from there as well. But in your lab, it is already set up. Okay. So what you need to do, you need to create two virtual server for the PHP action and for the DBWA respectively. This is LTM part. Later on, we will create a security policy, which is ASM, and we will try to protect this application using the ASM. Now, if any traffic will come, let us say if this user is going to the PHP auction, it will go to the DMG zone. From the DMG zone, it will go to the BIG-IP from the external link. From the external link, it will go to the internal self IP, and through internal self IP, it will go to the application. So this is your request. Okay. Let me use the green color for the response. For the response, it will come over here. From here, through the internal link, it will go to the BIG-IP. And from the external link from BIG-IP, it will go back to the client. External VLAN everywhere. Is this communication clear to you? Yes or no? Everyone? And since F5 is in between, okay, either my traffic is coming from here, from the request side, or either my response is coming from here. So either the request or response. Since my traffic is intercepted by F5 ASM, so I can add a security layer. This is providing a security layer. Okay, I hope no doubt. Let me just check if lab is up or no. If not, probably we need to make sure that our lab is running up. Okay, so you can see the device is up. So can you see this local traffic? Local traffic means the LTM part, you guys already aware. And we need to talk about the ASM. Can you see the security? We need to play around with all of these options during our security class. Okay, during our ASM class. So if I check on the virtual server, is there anything? No. Is there any node? No. Is there any pool? No. Is there any virtual server? No. So let us create a node. Okay. I am creating two nodes. One is for PHP auction and one is for DVWA. So I'm just saying PHP. What is the IP? Excuse me. PHP 10.10.30.100. So I am just using the IP 10.10.30.100. Repeat. Second is DVWA. DVWA. What is the IP? 10.10.30.81. So I am just using the IP 10.10.30.81 and clicking on finish. These two nodes are there. Now let me go to the pool. Okay. I am creating two pools. And for different websites, probably I would be using PHP pool. Okay. Putting the HTTP as the health monitor from the node list. PHP is the one. I can use port 80, add it, finish it. Second, let me go for the DVWA pool. Again, HTTP, go to the node list, select the port 80, finished. And if I will refresh, both of them should be up if they are working fine. Let me check 10.10.30.100, which is my PHP auction. It is responding, yes. 10.10.30.81, which is my DVWA. Is it responding? Yes. So both of them are responding. They should be up. there is a firewall, maybe which is not allowing this. Okay, I would be going to talk about why it is not. Let me check if TCP service is available. Yeah, sure. So this component DVWA is a window machine where we are running a XAMPP server. Okay, and there is a firewall on the Windows machine, the Windows firewall, which is not letting F5 through the port 80. Okay, maybe the TCP service it is getting through. So that is the reason 80 was failing and TCP is allowed. Secondly, this PHP auction. This is a Linux machine. Okay, so it is a Linux thing, it is a Windows thing. Both of the flavor we have. The last part is the creating to the virtual server. Let's create the virtual server. Virtual server for PHP, which can be 10, 10, 20, let us say 100, or 80. Okay. Okay. Let me check whether this is responding or not. Maybe this IP is duplicate. Somewhere else I am using this IP. Let me use 150, or probably let me use some range. Probably it is should be there. 85. Let me use 85. No. There is some other issue then. What about the IP route? No. Let me log in over the F5. And then 1081. I'm just checking either I am receiving the request on F5 or not. The request is not coming to F5 also. There is some issue. Okay, let me check this DMZ zone. This is a switch which should be connected with, oh, give me a minute. Have I created VLAN or something over here? Nothing? We didn't do anything, right? So let me create VLAN. We should be having the external VLAN. It should be untagged 1.1. Repeat. We should be having internal 1.2 untagged. Finished. Fine. Let us create the self IPs. These are the LTM fundamentals, what I am doing. And give me a minute. Let me open the workbook also so that I should have just a minute. Let me explain side by side so that everybody is on the same page. We are having three VLANs. VLAN 10 for management, VLAN 20 for external, VLAN 30 for internal traffic. If you see the third octet is representing the VLAN. So 10, 20, 30 respectively for management, external and internal. The same VLANs I would configure on my F5 BIG-IP device. And these VLANs will get created on the switch also. This switch you can see, right? This switch. This is nothing but a switch. Over here, you need to create the layer 2 VLAN and layer 3 VLAN. All these three. You will be using .1 IP, the very first IP, as in the IP of SVI, which means interface VLAN 10 will be having the IP 10.10.10.1. And it will act as the gateway for every other device. So far, any question? Yes, no? Am I audible? Okay, okay. So, yeah.
So for server, the gateway will be SVI or the load balancer one?
No, for everything, gateway would be SVI.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Now, this workbook, everybody of you will receive this workbook. Okay, don't worry. Now, if I will scroll down, you can check how to configure the BIG-IP. Okay, that is very basic things you should be aware from the LTM days. It is just to configure the management IP. You need to write down config, put enter, and give the IP address, which I hope I gave in the last class. Okay, nothing else is there. DMG switch, which is a DMG configuration, which is a switch, layer 2 configuration, VLAN 10, VLAN 20, VLAN 30, and layer 3 configuration of your interfaces, sorry, SVIs. Now, let me do it. And let me check if it is there or not. If it is there, fine. Otherwise, I will create. So I can see the VLANs are there, 10, 20, 30 are there. And if I will check show IP interface brief, exclude unassigned, you can see all the interfaces are assigned with .1 IP, okay, with their respective IP schema. So 10.10.1, 10.10.21, 10.10.31 is there, okay. No dynamic routing protocol required, no IP routing is required or static routing is required because we don't have much devices. We have only one device in between, which is connecting end-to-end everything. So routing is not complex. If we talk about BIG-IP, this is our F5 device. This is our DMG switch. In F5, the management port, which is the ETH0, should be connected with VLAN 10. The very first port, which is 1.1, should be connected with external VLAN. The second port, which is 1.2, should be connected with VLAN 30. Okay, so it should be the part of 10, 20, 30, and same thing you can able to see when you will just like you hover your mouse over here. See, you can check which is the port connected to which link. And same way on the switch, you can see on the switch 10, 20, 30, these three VLANs are assigned which are connecting with F5 device. So I hope this connectivity is okay for everybody. Sure. These two devices are the app servers. App servers internal network. So you can check these are the part of internal network. The very third is the part of management. Okay, but what we are doing for external traffic and for internal traffic, we are routing the traffic towards the management SVI only. So that for external also, it will go to the switch. For internal also, it will go to the switch. For the same, we need to add some routes that I will be going to explain. Okay, and you can see it in the workbook. So created VLAN layer 2 and layer 3, assigning the ports. I hope these till now there should not be anything. Okay, once the port are assigned, go to the PC. Under the PC, put the IP 10.10.20, 10.10.10.81 or whatever IP you have. Okay, so you just put this IP. I will say you use the same IP's address. Reason being, otherwise your routing problem will occur and it will consume your time. And if your lab hours will expire, you won't be able to use it again. You need to repay. Okay, so that is not a good option. So use it very wisely. Then these two commands you need to put on Windows PC. It is nothing but the static route, bit like static route. All of these keywords are case sensitive, which means if you are adding the route in the running letter, it should be in the small letters only. If you can see the add in the caps letter, it should be in the caps letter only. Okay, not vice versa. So we are putting this route towards the management, and it should be persist. It should not get loose when our PC is switch off. We are using -P. I hope no doubt. Okay. Once this part is done, we need to configure our F5, and F5 configuration I am doing. So what I did, I need to create the VLANs. Okay. Then under the VLAN, I am just putting the like self IP. I need to create for external, use 10, 10, 20, and 254. I'm just using the very last. Okay. 255, 255, 255.0. This is for external, allow default ports, repeat. Let us use for the internal also, internal 10, 10, 30, 254. Use the VLAN as internal and allow default, finished. Just I to create it to self IPs. Once this part is done, your virtual server should be responding now. So let me check. again. Here you go. If I will try to ping it, you can see it is reachable. So my virtual server is up. Any doubt? Okay. Let me create a virtual server for DVWA. It should be 7, 10, 20, 86 maybe, 480. And if we check 10, 10, 20, 86, it should be responding perfectly fine. So both of the virtual servers are up. Now, if I will go to the workbook again and go to the PHP auction website, so you can see there I am doing couple of the configurations. So these alterations, since it is a Linux machine, either you can use VIE, either you can use Nano editor, whatever editor you want to use, you can one of them. And you can see what is the configuration of your interfaces, which lies in etc and network directory. So to log in into the device, you will use root and default username password, root and default. Once you log in, then you need to check what is the IP. And to change this IP, okay, you need to change this IP. To change this IP, you can use any of the editor, either the VI editor or the Nano editor. And you need to put an IP which is 10.10.30.100, 25550, and gateway is your SVI. And then 31. These all configurations you guys need to do in your website. DVWA, you need not to do anything. It is already there. Any doubts so far for the lab components, how this lab is created? Probably that is clear to you. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, it's clear.
Perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. So apart from that, I just created the node, I created the pool, and I created the virtual server. So if I will show you the network map, you can see I have two virtual servers with IP 85 and 86, okay, with the DVA and PHP auction websites respectively. Now, what I would be gonna do, because we have talked about the OAuth top 10, right? Now I'm trying to show you how an website is vulnerable, okay? But before talking to that, I would like to understand what is your concepts about HTTPS. What is this HTTPS? Anyone?
The data is encrypted.
So if traffic is coming from internet to our website, let us say there is a website netminion.net or xyz.com, whatever. If it is HTTPS, will there any possibility of attack? Yes or no?
Yes.
Why? It is encrypted. Be interactive, guys.
The data is encrypted. And there might be some other vulnerable flaws with the protocol itself or with the server configuration. If this is data is encrypted, it's not plain text. That's all.
Perfect. Perfect. So answer is right. Data is encrypted, but even then, attacks can be there. And that is what we talked in the vulnerabilities or in the flaws, which we talked about the top 10, right? So there can be n number of vulnerabilities. Let me show you some of those vulnerabilities to everybody. Okay. Probably you will feel like how this can be done. Okay. Before that, let me do one more change. Let me make it 443. Just to show you that even it is encrypted, the vulnerability can be there. Okay. So IP is 10.10.2086. What happened? It is the username password. Give me a minute. It should be no. It's not letting me in. Login failed. Okay. So you can see login is failed. It's not letting me in. Okay. This is my username. You can have n number of what to say attacks. Okay. I'm just using one of the attack. Is it working? No. Okay. 20, 21. Maybe some application issue. Let me check. Yeah, some application issue. Okay. Allow me a minute. Let me check the application. So when I start this, as I told you, this is a Windows machine. This machine will open. Let me open the XAMPP server. I think we check. I'm open to this application. Let me check now. Either I am able to log in. It was 81. What was the IP? 130. Not responding. Oh, Apache service is down. Let me make Apache service also. And turn to 50. And admin. No. Okay, give me a minute. Let me go for the PHP and see there either that is up or not. Because last time there was some database issue and this website need to be rebuilt. I will do it for you later on. This should be HTTP. And here I need to register because I am not registered yet. NetMinion, 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 NetMinion @netminion.com. Birthday any 11999. Any address, any city, any state, any country, any zip code, any credit card number. Submit. Oops. Birthday, it is asking for 2 digits here. Let it put in the 2 digits and submit. Then fine. Let me check. NetMinion, submit. Yep. So the database for this specific website is working fine. Now let me log out and show you again. So what I was trying to do, I was just using NetMinion, okay, and NetMinion, and I was just logging in, and you can see I am logging with the this particular website, right? No big deal. So what I did, everybody is able to catch, yes or no? Simple yes, no, please.
Yep.
So we just created a user, and I just log in. Sorry.
You created a user, log in with the user.
I created a user and log in with the user. Now, let us say if I am just using some keyword like script, I'm just trying to show you one thing, okay? And hitting on the go, it is not giving me any error. In the contact us, there is a script. If I will just submit this, pop-up is blocked. Let me allow the pop-up. Contact us, there is a script. If I will just put enter, can you see all the usernames, all the credit cards, all the address, every information, every single information is visible to me. Cross-site scripting.
Then
Right?
how it is then?
There is a script. Already there is a script in contact us.
Okay.
What I
This
did,
was-
I just click on submit.
So
And
who
this
put that
script
script
runs.
there?
And
I
this
mean-
script runs. Okay. And this script bring out all the information of the database from the database. So I just wanted to show you how hackers can use this contact us field, okay, the search field, the browse field. Maybe if you are selling something, you can just use these fields, and you can use such fields, such sophisticated fields for the attack. Currently, nothing happening. This application is vulnerable. But what we need to do is we need to create something named as security policy. Okay. Later on, I would be explaining about this. Currently, I am just creating. So please do not worry if you are not understanding this. Perfectly fine. Okay. Not an issue. So don't bother that what are these. I am just trying to show you something. Okay. Later on, I would be explaining about a lot of things in this security policy and all of these things, that what does it means, how does it work. But for now, please don't get confused. Give me a minute. MySQL PHP option. Linux, we are using Linux. What I did is I create a security policy. For now, you just think about like I am creating an ACL. Okay. This ACL will check a lot of things. Okay, this is allowed, this should be allowed, this allowed, what should be the things that should happen, and it will keep on checking all of those things. Maybe now let me make it bigger. Go to the virtual server. I'm applying this security policy, but again, please don't think so that what is this security policy already enabled. Okay, I selected from there. Yeah. Now let me try to do this thing again. I'm going to the contact us. Try to run that script, and can you guys see? This is what? This is a support ID. What is a support ID? I will explain probably a little bit more about it. But for now, you can just think about like it is the way your ASM tell to the customer or to the hacker that, buddy, what you are trying to use is not a correct thing. It is not a valid thing. So whatever you are trying to do, I am getting blocking. I am blocking this. And if you still think it is correct, what you can do? You can just talk with administrator. And in administrator, you can show this support ID. So this support ID is bit like you can say the case number here. So here it is giving a case number. And in this case number, you as an administrator will check that, okay, what is this? So you can just go through it and you can see either you need to, block this or you need to allow this. Are you getting this point? Yes, no?
Yes.
So I was just trying to show you like one of the vulnerability or one or two vulnerability, just to be very sure like how you can see it. Now, let me remove this policy again. Let me make it disabled and show you again in the contact as if I will submit, policy is not disabled. Okay. If I will submit, what happened? Okay, so you can see it is again allowed. So this is cross-site scripting I talked about. Let me show you one more. Okay, here I am going to the home and I am just maybe, okay, let me show you this. I am going to the control panel, my control panel, and I can see only my username and password, right? Let me show you again. Let me log out. Login. NetMinion, go. I am going to my control panel and I can see my own name, my own credit card number, my own email, blah, blah. Though it should not be visible, but that is a different story. Why it should not be. But for now, you can just see that it is showing only my details. Okay. But when I log out, and now I am initiating an injection attack. So let me initiate an injection attack. Let me see if this will work. No. Okay. There are different queries. Let me use something else. Equal to 1 hash. So this is an SQL query which you can get from lot of queries are there from the internet you can get. So if I will just say go, okay, here you see this works. I just use the username. In the password, I didn't put anything. Only by checking the username, my logic works. And if I will go to the control panel, can you see? It is saying this particular user is everything. Means I am just trying to use the logic 1 equal to 1. If it is true, give me the results. And it is giving true for all of the users. So this is one of the attack. And you can see our website is under the attack. Which attack is this? SQL injection attack. What kind of query I was running? SQL query I was running. Okay. Currently, my website is under the attack. Okay. And if I will go to the home, you can see I am able to log in using this query. Let me log out. Go to the ASM. Again, enable my security policy. Update this guy. Okay. Let me check if it is there. Yeah. Let me run this attack again and put go. Working. Let me check some settings of the security policy. Just 2 minutes. What I am doing, please do not worry. We will be going to talk about all of these things in the lab. Whenever you make any change, you just apply the security policy. Now, let me just log out and log in again. And can you see there is a block again? Okay. This event log is 276 in the last, or maybe let me copy this. Go to the event logs. Okay. In the event logs, nothing is there. I am not logging. So maybe let me go back. Initiate this attack again. 81284. Let me go to the security, go to the event logs. And can you see this? Let me make it bigger. This is an SQL injection attack. Support ID, if you see, 81284. And the new support ID is 81284. Okay. And you can see this is SQL injection attack. So our website is secured by whom? By ASM. Let me show you that. Where is that? NetMinion. Let me log in. NetMinion. Go to the contact us and try to submit this. There is a support ID 81304. Let me refresh this body and see make it bigger. See, cross-site scripting. There are two attacks actually it happens, but one of them is cross-site scripting, right? Support ID, if you see 81304, 81304. Okay, so the same support ID what we are watching out, there is an attack what happened, and ASM able to recognize it, and not only recognize, but it stopped also. Are you getting my point? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Let us try to run a script. Maybe in the here, let me add a script. Okay, you can just do anything, right? I'm trying to show you, like alert. This site is vulnerable. Okay, so I am just running a script, and when my script will get run successfully, it will show that this site is vulnerable. You can get these scripts kind of things from the internet. So you need to put the title, choose some picture. Do we have any picture here? No. Okay, let me download. Auction starts with maybe 10. Okay, country, select any country. We are just putting an auction, nothing else. Money order is okay. Submitting this request. Can you see there is a support ID 81316. Let us go here, refresh this guy, and try to see it is on cell.php. What are those? Probably I will explain later on, but I'm just trying to show you the overview. Okay, you can see we are adding this cross-site scripting, and if you just scroll down, even it will show you. Let me check if it shows the script somewhere. If it is showing script, no. Okay, it's all right, but somewhere I would show you that it will be even gonna show you that it is a script, but you can see from here. If I will go there, can you see this? That in the description, the keyword is detected, which is a script. But let us say if under the virtual server, okay, under this PHP, if I will go to the policies and I will just disable this guy and update and try to go back, okay, and let me see everything is in place here. Submit. See, our script works, and you can send any message like this site is hacked or whatever. Making sense how these vulnerabilities works and what we need to do and how like what ASM is doing. Any question?
No.